Hi guys, and welcome to episode 22 of Notable Needlework. I am Kate, Notable Needle, N-O-T-E-A-B-L-E, on Ravelry, on Plurk, and on Twitter. If you are a new viewer, thanks for stopping by, and if you are a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. The blog, if you are watching this on YouTube or on iTunes, as is hopefully the case if this works, is at notableneedlework.blogspot.com. It's been an interesting week. I will talk about that later. This episode will hopefully be the first one that works for me to upload onto Blip and thus onto iTunes. I have been fighting with the code, trying to get the RSS feed to cooperate with iTunes, and right now it doesn't want to. It either says that it's a bad feed or that there's no episodes, which is clearly not the case. So, since I no longer have the actual files on my computer, I will keep trying to get the past episodes up onto iTunes, assuming this works, but you might just have to go to the blog or to YouTube to see previous episodes. So I will do a brief explanation for those of you who may be watching this for the first time. I am Kate. I am newly married. I got married, it'll be 2 weeks ago on Saturday. Wait. 3 weeks ago. How time flies. I am a student in nursing school here in sunny and hot Alabama. I am originally from Southern California, and I have been chronicling my adventures in acclimating to life in the South and nursing school. I start classes, the actual upper division nursing school classes, in a little less than 2 weeks, about a week and a half. So, it should be interesting. I had my last final on Monday. But by the way, today is Thursday the 4th of August, and I had my last final on Monday, and I'm all done, and I passed the class. Yay! Okay, I more than passed the class, but all I really wanted was to pass that class, so I didn't get my nursing school admission rescinded, because that would just make me cry. So, I'm pretty much done jumping through hoops for nursing school, which is kind of astonishing. I'll talk more about that later. So, I have been knitting for a little over 15 years, knitting and crocheting. You can probably watch the first episode for more about that, but essentially, I don't know if you can tell, or if I actually showed this before, but when I was little, my younger brother slammed my finger in the hinges of a door. And you may or may not be able to tell which of these fingers is not like the other ones. I'll give you a hint, it's this one. And no, I'm not flipping you off. I was left with 11 separate fractures in my finger and a distinct love of medicine in the human body. But I had to get my finger to learn how to do fine motor movements again because it was completely severed. Yep, and everything is fine now because I was little and my dad insisted on having an actual hand surgeon rather than the general surgeon, which I'm very thankful for because everything is fine. I think I can tell things are there more than most people, but you can kind of see a little bit of a scar. It got blended in so it sort of looks like a knuckle, but it's in there, and then it's really faint. It doesn't, You can kind of see it there. It's really faint because it was 15 years ago, and I was little and new skin was coming in anyway, so there's very little scar tissue. I don't have any problems with it other than minor aesthetic ones that I'm pretty sure that only I see. But I fell in love with medicine. I'm just gonna do the life story again because I can. I got my bachelor's degree in biology from Scripps College in Claremont, California. Woo, Scripps! Which is also the same college that Gabrielle Giffords went to. So every so often I will talk about her astonishing recovery. It's been a sort of morbid joke in my group of college friends that you really can't do anything to shut a Scripsy up. Absolutely nothing. Which is what that poster is, by the way. That is from my thesis from Scripps. Yeah, I'll talk about that later. But I decided that I didn't want to work in a lab my entire life. I love working in the lab, but I wanted to work with people. So I came with my fiance to UAB, and he has his degree from Harvey Mudd in math, and he's getting his degree in engineering, and I'm getting mine in nursing, and we're gonna be done at the same time. It's been an interesting road. I'll talk about those pitfalls in a little bit. But anyways, knitting. So I am doing Camp Loopy like pretty much everyone else on the planet. And where's that finished sock? Of course I don't have oh, no I do. So I am doing the Java socks, which I will link to in show notes, which will be on the blog. I only did the cabling pattern on the top of the sock, and then I did a stockinette foot with a few exceptions. I started doing the pattern and I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it looked. So I ripped most of it back and I just did the stockinette foot, and I like the way it turned out a lot better. So I am now working on sock number 2, and I just finished the gusset decreases, so it's just plain stockinette from here on out. And this one doesn't have that messed up part. And this is out of Cascade 2, no, not 2, why do I always say 220? It's Cascade Heritage Sock in the Como Blue colorway. This is showing up pretty true to color this time. That's cool. It's a lot more green than it shows up from back here. Back here it just sort of looks like blue, and it's a lot more green. Yeah, like that. So my goal is to have this done by the end of the weekend. I think if I actually get as much knitting done as I want, I'll probably have them done by Friday. Because I'm going to knit night tonight, and it's just stockinette around and around and around. So I should be able to get at least a couple inches done at knit night tonight, and then what I'm doing during the day. The only other thing that I'm actively working on is my stethoscope cozy. So for those of you who have not worked in the medical profession, stethoscopes go missing a lot. So one of the ways that I am preventing my stethoscope from going missing is, one, it's pink. When I pick it up, y'all will be able to see that it is pink. It's pretty. And it has my name engraved on it. Oh, it has my maiden name engraved on it. No. Oh well. Oops. Oh, I can probably get like things remembered or something to just add my last name on there. Oh well. It's not like there's any other people with my maiden name. There's absolutely no one with my new last name. Because, yeah. I have one should be easy to spell last name, but everyone messes it up and I just switched to another one. So this is my stethoscope cozy. It's out of Shibui Knits sock yarn in the, I don't remember the number of the colorway, but it's zinnias. And when you knit it in a sock, it turns out, you know, variegated and just random bunches of color. But if you do it, you know, 22 stitches to a round on size 1s, you get these cool little stripes of color. Not only will this make my stethoscope unique and less likely for people to walk away with it, because you actually have to, I'll see how stretchy I got it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to take the bell, which is the part that you put on the patient and listen to with, off to get this on, which is what I've read from other people who have used this pattern. So it's not like people can easily take this off. It's going to be on there. But the other reason that I'm using it, and the reason that I'm doing it out of sock yarn, besides the fact that it's a really awesome color, my husband calls it the Skittles colorway, is because the biggest problem with stethoscopes is not that anything happens with the bell or the earpiece, but that the tubing gets brittle and breaks, and then you basically have to buy a whole new stethoscope because they don't really sell the tubing separate. If you break one of the diaphragms on the bell, the little part that you listen to, you can replace that, and it's like $10, whatever, no big deal. You would have to get another almost $100 stethoscope if you break the tubing. And the reason that that happens, thanks to my material engineer husband, is because, okay, it's not entirely him, I knew this too. You have oils on your skin, obviously. When those oils get into rubber, it causes the rubber, it soaks into the rubber and causes it to expand, which it's not meant to do. It then shrinks back down, and if you repeat that cycle, it becomes extremely brittle and it breaks. Basically shatters. It's kind of gross. So, my reasoning behind the stethoscope cozy is that this will prevent the oils from getting into contact with the tubing. Since it's sock yarn, it's machine washable, and I will be able to wash it every so often. Either by hand or by machine. We'll see which one winds up happening more. But it'll just get washed with, probably with my uniforms after I make sure that it's color fast, because my uniforms are white. That would not be fun if these are not color fast, but I'm pretty sure they are. So those are my only two real projects on the needles. I have other ones that are lurking somewhere, but I am not working. You get it, sorry. I'm not working on them right now. I did not sleep very well last night, because I have been stressed. So after my husband and I got married about 3 weeks ago, I changed my status from a dependent student to an independent student because now I'm married. I had already submitted my FAFSA because I didn't know that we were going to get married in July. I thought it was going to be 2 years from now. So I've been trying to figure out why my financial aid status has not been changing and why there have not been more loans in my account. So I went on Monday, and they said that because I submitted my FAFSA before I got married, I'm still considered a dependent student. Even though I submitted the FAFSA with the government determines how much money you can get. UAB, since I was already processed in the system, will not go back and change it. So instead of getting, somewhere around $12,000 worth of loans, I got less than $1,000, split over 3 semesters. which is not even close to covering tuition. The $12,000 wasn't even close to covering tuition, because the other problem is we are getting charged for out-of-state tuition because we are from California. We submitted our application for residency on Monday. Wait. Yes, Monday. We got a letter yesterday saying that our application for residency was denied because we can't show that we intend to stay here. I don't really know what else we can give them, because the 4 categories that automatically give you residency, no matter what, is that you or your spouse are a full-time employee, which is obviously not possible because we both go to school. 2, you or your spouse are on military duty here at UA or in Alabama. Also not possible, and I don't really understand why that's one of them, because you would be more likely to leave the state afterwards if one of you is actively in the military, because you're just going to get moved somewhere else. The third option was, I believe, having your children being in the same state as you. Not happening. Not for a while. No kids. Not happening yet. Or 4, you got your high school degree from the state of Alabama. Obviously, we can't change that. So, there's nothing that we can do. We put in all the stuff that we could think of that shows that we have ties here. We got our driver's license here, which, if you know anything about the state of California, which we may or may not wind up going back to depending on where Will decides to do his PhD, it is going to be a giant pain in the ass to get my driver's license in California again. I am going to have to take the test over again. The writing at the very least, probably the driving too. We showed that we have an apartment here and that we have a lease through the end of when we graduate, that we are active members of the church, that I am an active member of DAR, which was my main selling point because they are my sisters. I'm not leaving them. And a whole bunch of other things showing that we pay bills here, we pay taxes here. And it was denied. This is, okay, I'll start with a brief interjection. The reason that I am upset is because I only let myself be upset about something for a specific period of time, and then I fix it, and I'm not mad about it anymore. This is the last rant that I'm going to get about this, so I'm making it good. So, I don't really understand why the two of us, who can't afford to pay out-of-state tuition, who pay taxes here, don't get resident status, but some little rich kid whose parents pay for everything, who just happened to be born in the state, gets it. It's dumb. Financial aid, when you fill out the FAFSA, you get an EFC number, which is Estimated Family Contribution. Ours was $0. $0. Because they know that we cannot afford to do both. That we need those student loans. And UAB didn't give us anything. They're giving full rides to football players who probably aren't going to do anything with their degree. But to people who are actually going to be making a difference, no, we don't get anything. Yeah, okay, I think I'm done. I think all the negative energy has left my body now. It's dumb, but we will survive. We have already made the 50% payment that was due tomorrow, so I will not get kicked out of my classes. And we are very fortunate to have our parents, his parents, willing and able to lend us money to cover what we cannot afford to cover. My mom, I am not putting her through financing this education. My mom is a single mother because my father has passed away, and the woman at financial aid said, well, since you're considered a dependent student, your mom can apply for a parent loan. I was like, hell no, she's not. She can't afford it. It's not happening. All I can say is something racism, because she assumed that because I look white, that, you know, my rich parents can afford to pay for everything, which is not the case at all. Anyways. Okay, negative energy gone. We're good. I am not normally this ranty, but I was pissed yesterday when I got that letter, because I figured, you know, even if we don't get the loans, if we get resident tuition, we can make things work. And we're still going to be able to make things work, but on the plus side, there are scholarships that I will be applying for starting in the spring, which will help a lot. And then for next school year, I have a scholarship that I am all but guaranteed to get through DAR, which is Daughters of the American Revolution, of which I am a member, and a very active member at that. There are very few people applying for the scholarship that are members, especially not that are chairs, i.e. leadership positions in the organization, and are going to be getting a glowing letter of recommendation from their chapter. So I know that I'm getting at least one of those scholarships. I will hopefully also get scholarships from UAB, from the School of Nursing. The general college is not very allowing with their scholarship money, but the School of Nursing is, thank God, and those will be able to starting in the spring, so hopefully we get at least a little bit of help. And will, fortunately, in the School of Engineering, if you maintain, I think, above like a 3.5 GPA, I don't know the specific because Will has a 4.0, you get $1,000 each semester from the School of Engineering. And I think that amount is actually going to go up starting next year because he will have been in the school a year. But at the end of this coming semester, we will have an extra $1,000, which is nice. I know that everything is going to work out. I just don't understand why things happen the way they do. So, I know there was other stuff, and I can't really remember what it was. The last thing that I have to do for nursing school before orientation on the 15th is that I have to get my second Hep B shot. If you want to learn more about that, watch previous episodes, because I will tell you all about the medical clearance process that I had to go through for the School of Nursing. But I have to get my second Hep B shot and get the documentation in. I'll probably get the shot tomorrow and get the paperwork in by the end of the day. Excuse me. Oh, I did actually have a finished object. It has nothing to do with knitting. But I got these cute towels. I got them from Joann's online. I actually got a wedding announcement recorder thing for one of my friends who just got engaged, so I'm going to be working on that for her, but I didn't want to pay more in shipping than I did on her item, so I got these two. It came with a little iron-on for the W, which is my new last name, and it was a fun little project. It came with 2 towels, and the other one is still in the bathroom, but they're cute. And I like the way they turned out, and they were nice and easy. I finished them within a day. So, I think that is about it. If you want to check out the blog, if you haven't yet, I have put up wedding pictures, because I got the professional photos in yesterday, which was the highlight of my week because they are amazing. And so, I ordered the prints from Snapfish, and I've put up frames around the house, figuring out where they're going to go now that I know which pictures are going in them. Like this one behind me. Obviously, these people, not us, but this is our wedding invitation. It had a spot for the wedding invitation, spot for the photo. So I ordered that photo along with many, many others. If you have never used Snapfish before, I would highly recommend it. You get, I think, 20 free 4x6s with your first order. So that's awesome. I took full advantage of that. And they have other coupons for free shipping, and yeah, just check out the website. It's really cool. I'm glad that it worked out the way that it did, because we just have our little black and white printer. When I was growing up, we had a photo printer, like one that actually did really good photos, and so I was sort of used to being able to print out photos whenever I wanted, which we don't have that luxury right now, because we have a very nice black and white printer, but that's generally all that we print is black and white. It's stuff for school. So this is my first time using Snapfish, and so far it's been awesome. The prices are very good. It's, I think, like 9 cents for each 4x6, which is really not bad. So yeah. I am working on a wedding scrapbook. You can check previous episodes about that too. And I'm looking forward to getting all those photos in so I can finish that scrapbook and fill all the frames all over the house. So I think that is about it. Hopefully this will upload well to Blip, and then I can put that on iTunes, and I can figure out how on earth to get my YouTube channel onto iTunes. I know that it's possible. I've seen lots of videos telling me how to get the RSS feed. None of them work. Obviously Blip does, and I know that it is possible to get your YouTube channel, because I can't believe I'm admitting this, but one of the podcasts that I subscribe to on iTunes is the Annoying Orange podcast. Which, yes, I just admitted that. I think they're hilarious. If you haven't checked them out, you have to have a really dorky sense of humor to find them funny, which I do. So, I know that it's possible because he has a YouTube channel, and they're straight from the YouTube channel. So, hopefully, he doesn't have like an email or anything for me to ask how he did that. But I'll figure it out, hopefully. But at the very least, all new episodes will probably be on Blip. Even though I have people subscribed to iTunes. I'll figure that out. I just want to see if I can get it onto iTunes at all. Because last time I tried to upload to Blip, it didn't really work. So, until next time, I hope that you have relatively enjoyed yourself. Next episode will be happier, I promise. It's just been a horrible week. And it hasn't even been that bad. It could be a lot worse, and I keep reminding myself of that, because everything is fine. But until next time, I hope that y'all are having a better week than I am, and that you stay cool. I think our heat index is supposed to be 105 today. I don't have to go outside, which I am very thankful. But stay cool, stay dry if you have thunderstorms like we're going to have today. And until next time, bye!